So last chapter we got reintroduced to all of the new character designs and we got a lot of information as to what occurred during the time skip. However, this chapter it seems as though that concept is gone and we're hopping right into the action. So the cover page is Sarada this time, which I wasn't really expecting to be honest, but it's no shock as she seems to hold a lot more importance in Boruto Part 2 compared to the lack of screen time that she got in Part 1. And this chapter is also called Tree and it seems to be a big part of this chapter, so stay tuned to see what I mean by this. So straight away Boruto is telling Code that he needs to retreat and take his core grime out of the village. Boruto states that if Code leaves now then he will spare his life, and it is clear that the dynamic and power has shifted in Boruto's favour. Boruto is showing that this time, after training with Sasuke, that it has turned him into an absolute monster. Code thinks that Boruto is bluffing, however Boruto clearly is not and states that he will not hesitate to kill Code if he continues. Boruto then had a little conversation with Sarada while still maintaining eye contact with Code. I think this is a very Sasuke-esque kind of move, as Sasuke often remained focused on whatever he was looking at rather than the person he was talking to. And Naruto on the other hand used to rely a lot on staring at the person he's talking to try and convince him. So Boruto is clearly losing that side of himself where he was very close to Naruto and the similarities between him and his father are clearly fading. Something which I stated in my previous chapter review, and it seems as though Himawari gains Naruto's traits while Boruto leaves him behind. But Sarada asks Boruto how he's been doing, and Boruto remains calm and states that this conversation needs to come later. It seems as though Code has launched a full-scale invasion, as there are full evacuations ongoing. And instead of Boruto coming to save Sarada specifically, it seems as though he's come to save the village from the invasion. Boruto states that he still needs to save those who didn't manage to escape with the others, and this chapter is essentially just everyone in the village dealing with the claw grimes. And we haven't been given all the panels from Abdul, so I'll just cover what I can today and I'll do a follow-up soon enough. And in the next panel we can see that one of the Code claw grimes have the Rinnegan. But I believe that this is actually Code's Rinnegan, which is absolutely crazy if this is the case. It would likely mean that he got this off Sasuke, as he is the only remaining Rinnegan user in the entire series. And further proof of this is the fact that in the panel before, the claw grime didn't have an eye, but the section of the claw mark itself that the eye emerged in. And it was the claw grime's left eye, which is the same eye that Code has the slash through. And as we saw with Kakashi, an indication that a user has stolen an eye is the scar through that same eye, as it is clear that this dojutsu needs to be implemented properly. Next up we move on to Boruto seemingly chopping up these claw grimes with no effort whatsoever, which I think will be overlooked, but is actually very impressive when you think about how strong these claw grimes should actually be, especially if they can utilize the abilities of the Rinnegan. However, the chapter does end very abruptly, or Abdul stated that this was a new type of Rasengan. With the panels that are currently uploaded, it is really unclear what he did, but it seems as though Boruto did teleport in front of Code using some sort of vanishing Rasengan, which will definitely be interesting to see what it actually looks like when the full chapter is released. And I'll make a video regarding what this ability will actually be and how exactly it will work in the future. But the reason I believe this is the vanishing Rasengan would be because of the plumes of smoke which surrounded Boruto, which are very similar, if not the same, as the ones that appear after a vanishing Rasengan disappears. But because Abdul stated that he was busy, we only got a part of the chapter from him. The rest of it I've kind of construed a lot of the information just from other sources. But from the information that I've gathered from a bunch of different Twitter accounts, it seems as though this is just a full-scale invasion from Code, and that is just what the chapter is trying to show. It shows a lot of Team 10 and all the other shinobi getting involved, and that tree that we saw is actually just a panel of a tree engulfing someone. But this is no ordinary tree, and it seems as though these trees that are emerging are part of the 10-tail seeds that we saw in the Great Ninja War. So yeah, we saw Kawaki in a lot of the panels, and it seems as though he's prioritizing protecting Konoha rather than attacking Boruto, which is very interesting to see. Perhaps his ideologies have shifted since the last time he saw Boruto, and maybe he's matured a lot and decided that he wants to give Boruto a second chance. So currently we only have like 10 panels, but there will definitely be a lot more which are released over time. But that is all I'm going to cover for this video, and I'll leave the rest for my full chapter review. Also, one other thing, the narrator comment was alienated and hunted by his hometown. What power did Boruto gain on the other side of the world? So this is a clear indication that Boruto wasn't traveling in a different dimension, and rather the fact that he was just hiding on the other side of the planet. So the karma realm for Boruto to train in isn't out of the picture, it's just very unlikely with this comment. But like I said, we are missing a lot of context here, and we'll find out on the 20th of September what actually happened in this chapter. Anyways, let me know what you thought about these spoilers in the comment section down below, and make sure to subscribe if you are enjoying my content, as we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of September. And if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.